Yo, what's going on, guys? This is Mustache MMA, and welcome to episode 6 of Best Bets. UFC Fight Night, Islam Makhachev versus Bobby Green. Bobby Green coming on late notice, replacing Beneil Dariush. Pretty good card, lots of fun fights that we're going to go into, dive into the books and see what we got going on in terms of our official plays. So let's get into it. All right, so before I get into the card this Saturday, I'm just going to break down the results from last week. So it went 4 of 10 for a net of negative 0.85 units. So again, barely negative. But if you played my parlay plays as well and combined both best bets and parlays plays, you would have been actually slightly positive. So overall, a slightly positive card, but for the best bets, a negative 0.85 unit return on the bets. So breaking those bets down, the 2-unit play did not hit. I totally jinxed myself on Twitter with steady picks and called this one a lock. And yeah, totally jinxed myself there. Lost that 2-unit play on Porter inside distance. Porter did win by decision. A 1-unit win on Onama moneyline. He got the first round knockout. A loss in Skelly Striegel. Fight starts the third. Striegel got knocked out in the second. Win in Hilda. Win first, second, or third round. He won in the first round by KO. A win in Anhagler moneyline and over 1.5. Anhagler got the third round finish. A loss in Belbita by decision. She lost her decision, although it was a very close fight. She lost her decision. It could have gone either way. It was 50-50, so a little bit of a bummer. It didn't go our way. A 1-unit play on Miller moneyline. He got the second round KO. And then losses in my half-unit plays: Striegel decision, Onama decision, Rodriguez decision. Striegel knocked out in the second. Onama got a knockout in the first. And then Rodriguez did go to decision, but he lost that 29-28 on 2 scorecards. So he did end up getting himself 1 round, but not enough to get the decision. So yeah, overall in February, that brings my results still at 14 for 29 for a net of 3.03 units. And then overall 2022 results, 21 of 49, up 0.9 units. So still in the green for both this month and for the year. So looking to continue that streak of green moving into the next card. So let's get into it. So yeah, we got a UFC Fight Night. Islam Makhachev versus Bobby Green. So we're gonna get into the first fight here. We got Victor Almeida versus Altamirano versus Carlos Hernandez. So both these guys coming off of a Contender Series win, both via split decision. So close fights there, and they're coming together in the first UFC fight to face off for each other. So when I was looking at this at first, it was a pass for me. However, I did lean the Hernandez side. I liked what I saw from him a lot more than I liked from Victor Altamirano. Hernandez, he just has better movement on the feet. He throws pretty good volume. I just think his striking is better than Altamirano. Altamirano also very bad takedown defense, often just actually pulls guard a lot, which although he's active in that guard, it doesn't really ever fare well for decisions, hence his split decision that he had. So yeah, again, I was going to be a pass at first, but me leaning Carlos Hernandez and me seeing the line movement come in on Carlos Hernandez as well. This started at a pick'em, and now Carlos Hernandez is sitting at a minus 135 favorite. So the fact that I definitely leaned hard with Carlos Hernandez and the line is moving that direction, especially, early movement early in the week. I do favor that too, because, the earlier it moves when these lines first come out, the sharper the money I believe that's on it. So for all those reasons, I'm throwing an official play, 1 unit on Hernandez money line, minus 135 over on Bet MGM. I did take a dabble at maybe fight goes the distance. Hernandez decision. Hernandez money line over 1.5. Ultimately, I just want to go with the money line play. Hernandez does have a good amount of submission victories on his resume. Altamirano's one loss has been by submission, so you never know. So going to stick with the money line play there. So yeah, moving up the card, we got Ramiz Brahimaj versus Michael Gillmore. Brahimaj coming in on short notice here, probably about like 10 days notice, facing up against Michael Gillmore, who is not really a great opponent at all, in my opinion. Doesn't really deserve to be in the UFC, in my opinion, either. I think Brahimaj is going to probably destroy this guy and get him out of here. So with that being said, I've got two plays here. I've got an official play, 2-unit play on Brahimaj inside the distance. Now, if you guys follow me on Twitter, mustache_MMA, I put out some best bets early as I'm looking at the sports books, as I'm looking at the lines all throughout the week. So I actually had 2 Twitter plays this week, and this is one of them. Brahimaj inside the distance. It was -120 on DraftKings. That's what I got it at, and I will show proof here as I got a little screenshot here. As you can see, of course, it just totally disappears. But it was up for a second there. Hopefully you guys were able to see it. But nevertheless, I'm going to quick go on Twitter just so you guys can see that really quick. Because I do just want to have proof. Not Twitter Ukraine. RIP to Ukraine. Sorry, a little technical difficulties. That kind of pissed me off that happened. All right. So here we go. Yep, 2 units on Brahimaj inside the distance, -120. 23 hours ago, that was posted at 2:25 yesterday. As you can see the picture there, -120. So just wanted to confirm that all with you guys, because now it's sitting at -150. So again, mustache_MMA on Twitter. You'll find my early plays that I like the price, that I think it's going to go up or down. In my favor, this one was a big one. I threw 2 units on Brahimaj inside the distance, got it at -120 on DraftKings. Yeah, so again, I think Gillmore, he doesn't have the skills here. Brahimaj, he has high-level grappling. Wrestling's pretty good as well. I think Gillmore's toast. He's going to get killed inside the distance, whether that be a submission or ground and pound. Now, I'm actually throwing also another official play in here, a half-unit play on Brahimaj, KO, TKO, +950 over on FanDuel. I think this is great value because I think a ground and pound victory is live here. Brahimaj, all 9 of his wins have come by submission, sure. But Gillmore has been finished his last time out against Andre Petrosyan via ground and pound. He's been knocked out before in his amateur career, and then he's also been finished a couple other times via submission in his career. So again, all of his losses have come by finish. I think Brahimaj is totally live here for definitely a inside the distance play. And at +950 for a chance of getting that ground and pound victory, I love a half-unit play on that. Yeah, it might not hit. Yeah, he might get the decision. Yeah, he's super favored to get the decision. Or sorry, the submission. Super favored to get the submission. But hey, give me at +950 half-unit play on that ground and pound victory. I really like it. So yep, those are my 2 plays for this fight here. Moving up the card, we got Alejandro Perez versus Jonathan Martinez. This one is a pass for me. Alejandro Perez, he got smoked by Yang Sedong, who's got super good power in the division. And then before that, he also lost to Cody Stamann. His most recent fight, he did get a first-round finish via armbar. So with that being in mind, he's only lost to top-level competition in the division. Jonathan Martinez, last time out, I believe, was a win, but he did lose and get knocked out by Davey Grant in the second round, even though he put on a good first-round performance. Alejandro Perez is pretty well-rounded here. He's got decent wrestling, good grappling, pretty good striking as well. Jonathan Martinez definitely, I think, has the best striking. I lean Jonathan Martinez, but I'm really unsure of who might win this one. Perez is the dog, so you may want to go there if you're looking for a bet, or even a Martinez decision I was looking at, or if fight goes to the distance prop, fight goes the distance prop. But nevertheless, Alejandro Perez scares me a little bit, so it's going to be a pass for me. Moving up the card, we got Terrance McKinney versus Fares Ziam. I like Terrance McKinney here, and I like him at the plus money. So I got a 1-unit official play on Terrance McKinney money line at plus 105 over on BetMGM. And then I don't know if I mentioned it earlier, but my Carlos Hernandez money line bet minus 135. That was also on BetMGM. Brahimaj inside distance, DraftKings, Brahimaj KO TKO FanDuel. Just so that's all clear, so you know what books I got these from, where you might want to head to. Anyway. 1-unit play, McKinney money line plus 105, BetMGM. I like McKinney here. Reason being, Fares Ziam, really technical striker, really good kickboxer, but it seems like he really struggles with pressure at times. When guys put pressure on him, he seems to back up. He seems to get himself in some sticky situations. He gets hit more. And McKinney, man, he is a pressure fighter. He gets in your face. He constantly is throwing volume. He's a good wrestler. He's going to make you work. He's going to make you sweat. He's going to make you tired. With all that pressure, I think Ziam is going to struggle, and I think McKinney is going to get the win. Now, I don't know what McKinney might do here. Ziam, never been knocked out in his career. He's been submitted twice in his career. I never lost by decision. And Ziam has gone to decision, I believe, all of his UFC fights. So a lot of ambiguity there as to what McKinney may do with a victory. So that's why I didn't really go with a method victory decision. But there are some pretty juicy props out there that I might use in a parlay play. But I think the safest play here, obviously, is just get the plus of money. McKinney money line plus 105 at BetMGM. Again, I think his pressure's there. I think his striking, it may not be as technical as I am, but again, the pressure, the pace that he's going to put on him is going to wear him. He's got the wrestling edge. He's got the grappling edge. Could get the sub as well. Like McKinney here a lot. Moving up the card. We got Josiane Nunes versus Ramona Pascual. Ramona Pascual coming in on short notice as well, about a week. This one was Josiane Nunes was originally scheduled to fight at not featherweight, bantamweight. However, due to all this late-minute replacement, they are fighting at featherweight. So Ramona Pascual is actually a natural featherweight. Nunes, she's really big for the division, so I guess she could be a natural featherweight, but she does usually cut down to bantamweight. Nevertheless, Nunes, super good power. All 8 of her victories are by knockout. Her only one loss from Talia Santos, a very top-notch prospect in the division, who's already up there in the top 10. Ramona Pascual, she has pretty good wrestling, pretty good top control too, decent grappling, good ground and pound. I was leaning, I obviously lean Nunes to win here, and I was potentially debating on Nunes getting a knockout or a TKO. However, I'm just not totally sold. Nunes, her cardio is a little questionable. If Pascual is able to survive or use her wrestling and grappling a lot here, that could really wear on Nunes, and Nunes could totally either just gas out, get finished in the later rounds, or potentially lose a decision. So I'm not totally sold on that. So for all those reasons, this fight's a pass for me. Moving up the card, Ignasio Bahamondes versus Rong. So this one I went back and forth on. I definitely like Bahamondes to win here. He's got the better stand-up in my mind. He's the longer fighter. 6'3" fighter at lightweight is actually crazy. He's got a nice long reach, good reach advantage here as well. So big strike advantage for him. Maybe Rong has the power advantage, but again, big technical advantage towards Bahamondes. Although Rong, he does have the wrestling. He does have the grappling. Bahamondes does show good takedown defense. He does show that he's capable off his back. He's able to get back up to his feet. So with Rong's wrestling capabilities and his grappling capabilities, ground and pound, his power, all of that put aside, instead of me going about Bahamondes decision, Bahamondes money line over 1.5, I like fight goes the distance here. Both these guys pretty durable. Rong never finished in his career. Bahamondes, I want to say never finished in his career either. He was finished twice by submission, which Rong is not much of a huge submission threat. So yeah, due to all those reasons, and then I believe Rong has actually been finished by a submission a couple times as well, but he's never been knocked out. So neither of these guys never knocked out. They're both mainly strikers. I like this one. Fight goes to decision. It's going to be official 1-unit play. Fight goes the distance. -125 over on DraftKings. Yeah, moving up the card. We've got Gregory Rodriguez versus Armen Petrosyan. Armen Petrosyan coming off the Contender Series, very impressive performance with a brutal knockout. Gregory Rodriguez coming off an impressive knockout where he was wobbled, came back, and finished his opponent. So yeah, Gregory Rodriguez, he's super high-level grappler, pretty decent wrestling, and the striking isn't very technical, but he's got power, man. He's a big boy, and you can definitely see huge muscle definition on this guy when you watch him this weekend. Armen Petrosyan, not much of a grappler, not much of a wrestler, a very, very good technical, powerful striker. Definitely has a striking edge. Power is close, but Petrosyan definitely has the technicality edge in the striking. Rodriguez has the grappling advantage for sure. But Petrosyan, he's been taken down a lot in his fights. He's been grappled with a lot in his fights, and every time he's been able to get back up to his feet, every time he's been able to separate, every time he's been able to go back to that striking and then get that finish. So for those reasons, I like Petrosyan moneyline, +145 over on BetMGM. This was another Twitter play, guys. So let's see if this one doesn't disappear. This one didn't disappear. So I put this one in on Monday, +145 over on BetMGM around noon Eastern Standard Time. So now I believe the best line you can find is like +138. So again, it is like pretty close, but again, I did beat that line by a little bit. So we'll see where that line ends up going to closer to the end of the fight. Definitely going to watch that and see if I got like really good value on this play. But at least for now, I did get some value on it, hitting it a little early. So again, Mustache MMA, follow me on Twitter for those early plays, baby. Going back to it. Yep, official 1-unit play on Armen Petrosyan, moneyline, +145 over on BetMGM. I do have another play as well. So Gregory Rodriguez, I think he's super chinny. He's been knocked out in the Contender Series before by forget his name. Let's go through Tapology to find out. That would have been Jordan Williams. So Jordan Williams didn't fare well in the UFC, but got a knockout in that first round against him. And then he's been clipped in his last fight against Young Park, however you want to say that, and he almost got finished, but he came back and got to finish himself. So it was a great fight, back and forth. But again, this dude's chinny, Armen Petrosyan. If he's able to keep this one on the feet, I think he has a huge advantage with the technical striking, with the power. Also, Petrosyan usually fights at light heavyweight. He's a pretty big guy for the middleweight division. And Gregory Rodriguez, on top of that, high-level grappler, but sometimes he doesn't go to it. Sometimes he just wants to stand and brawl, which is confusing. He doesn't want to go to his wheelhouse all the time. So for all those reasons, I like Petrosyan, a half-unit play on Petrosyan, KO, TKO, round 1, +550 over on DraftKings. I think it's good value. I think Petrosyan's probably one of his better shots at winning the fight, getting it done in the first round by KO. He could get a decision play. He could get a finish in the later round, second or third. But obviously, with his cardio being 100% in the first round and being more there, Gregory Rodriguez being a little chinny, Gregory Rodriguez not committing to that grappling game all the time, I like Petrosyan to maybe get the KO in the first round. So that was in a half-unit official play. Petrosyan, KO, TKO, first round, +550 over on DraftKings. Moving up the card. This is a really fun fight. Armen Tsarukyan versus Joel Alverez. Joel Alverez put on a really good performance this last fight against Thiago Moises, getting him finished in the first round by strikes. Joel Alverez not known for a striker, known for a submission game more, but he looked really good on the feet. And then Armen Tsarukyan, we got two Armens on the card back to back. Tsarukyan, really high-level wrestler, really good grappling as well, and his striking's pretty decent as well. I think both these guys, their striking kind of match up well. Petrosyan's got the wrestling edge, and Joel Alvarez had the grappling edge. So it is a pretty close fight. I saw a lot of money come in on Alvarez because, yes, he was priced really bad at the beginning of this when the lines came out. He was like +2 something. Now you'll see him around like a plus 170 mark, which is probably more accurate because I do really like Tsarukyan actually in this one. Reason being his really good submission defense. He went all 3 rounds with Islam Makhachev, who we'll see later in the main event, and he's never been finished before in his career. So super durable guy. He can handle himself on the feet. Really good wrestling with really safe submission defense, and I don't think Joel Alvarez is going to be able to pull off the submissions he's been able to pull off before in the past. So with all that being said, I'm not taking the money line. I like Tsarukyan by decision, +180 over on DraftKings, 1 unit official play. There actually has been a little bit of money coming on this. First opened at +190, so that is dropping a bit. So you might want to hop on that now before it maybe drops some more. That was going to be a Twitter play, but I wasn't 100% sure I wanted to do that. Nevertheless, I'm hitting it now. 1 unit official play, Tsarukyan decision, +180 on DraftKings. I looked at a fight goes the distance prop. I don't mind that either, but I don't see Alvarez getting a decision here. I really see Alvarez probably maybe getting a fluke TKO here. That's it. I don't see him getting a submission. It could happen. He does have a really high level grappling, but Tsarukyan's his grappling defense is so good. So I think a flash knockout is really the only chance Alvarez has here, and I just don't see it happening. So I like fight goes the distance here as well, +126. I did not play it. I just said it. I liked it. Alvarez KO TKO is +800, not a bad one there. And then Tsarukyan money line over 1.5 was +110 on DraftKings, in case you might get that late finish. But again, I'm really favoring that decision prop, +180. Can't beat that. That's one of my plays here. So moving up the card, Prascilla Cashoeira versus Yeon Kim. I really want Kim to win here. Cashoeira, she is a dirty fighter, and I've seen it a couple times. Last fight, Jillian Robertson, while she was getting choked out, she tried to eye gouge Jillian Robertson like 3 times. Also, when she was fighting another fighter earlier in her UFC career, she was getting ground and pound in on her. The ref came in a couple of times, was waving it off, and Cashoeira was still throwing hammer fists. It's like, what are you doing? Like, this fight is already stopped. Why are you still throwing punches? She's dirty. She doesn't belong in the UFC. I want Kim to freaking destroy her, knock her ass out, and send her packing. I don't want her in the UFC anymore. It's ridiculous. Nevertheless, betting wise, I'm not as confident on Kim. This is a pass for me. I like fight goes the distance here. Cashoeira only ever getting submitted by Jillian Robertson her last time out, high level grappler, and then also submitted by Shevchenko, so can't take too much weight to that. Also, Kim also losing to Shevchenko. I believe they went to a decision. Losing to a couple other higher level fighters. She does get a couple finishes on her career by submission and TKO, but I like this one to go to decision. Favor Kim decision, obviously, or Kim money line and over 1.5. But again, I'm passing on this one. Moving up the card, we got Misha Cirkunov versus Wellington Turman. So for this one, I really like Misha Cirkunov here. So Cirkunov was at light heavyweight for the longest time. He was a ranked light heavyweight contender for a while, constantly, hovering in that top 10, top 15 realm, getting win, loss, staying in that range. Wellington Turman, not the best showing in his career so far. Won over Sam Alves last time out, and then got 2 knockouts to Bruno Silva and Andrew Sanchez before that. So I was debating on this one for a while. I definitely like Cirkunov a lot on this. He's going to be the bigger fighter, good with his submissions. Wellington also known for his grappling game, on the feet. Cirkunov does have power, but he's not very technical. Turman, not the most technical either, but probably a little more technical. The wrestling, Cirkunov probably gets the edge a little bit as well. I'm just seeing probably a lot of clinch work here, probably a lot of grappling, probably some takedowns from Cirkunov. I don't think Turman will be able to get Cirkunov down. So Cirkunov maybe getting a ground and pound victory, I could see. But I don't think so. I don't think he'll be able to get a sub on Turman. Turman's never been subbed in his career. Turman a little chinny, though, so maybe that's why I'm thinking that ground and pound, and he has been destroyed in the ground and pound previously. But I'm just going to go with Cirkunov money line, an official one-unit play at -120 over on BetMGM. I think it's a fair price, almost at a pick 'em. I favor Cirkunov here a lot. He's faced much higher level competition than Turman has. And Turman has been rocked by those guys. Now, you could say Cirkunov, he's been knocked out a bunch in his career, but they're all from very touted light heavyweight contenders. Turman at middleweight and natural middleweight. Turman not having that kind of power those light heavyweights possess. Cirkunov also coming off a split decision loss his last time out against Jocko. So all those reasons, again, I like the Cirkunov money line. -120, BetMGM, official one-unit play. Just in case he gets a ground and pound victory, maybe slim chance he gets a submission. But I do favor the decision, which is why I'm also going to play a half-unit play on Cirkunov by decision, plus 460 over on FanDuel. I think the value is really good here. Wellington Turman, I think he's going to be able to withstand any kind of submissions from him, withstand the ground and pound. A lot of clinch work in this one, a lot of wrestling in this one. I favor Cirkunov in those situations. So yeah, I like the official half-unit play on Cirkunov by decision, plus 460 over on FanDuel. Moving on to the main event, we got Islam Makhachev versus Bobby Green. Bobby Green is the man. You cannot tell me this dude is not a boss. Coming in on a week's notice about, I think less actually, to fight Islam Makhachev. Everybody doesn't want to fight him. Awesome that this fight got kept and that Makhachev didn't have to wait longer. But yeah, I was looking for a bet in this one. I was thinking Makhachev by submission, -110 over on DraftKings. Fight starts the third round, -125 on DraftKings. Maybe even a Makhachev unanimous decision, plus 490. Not bad on FanDuel. Bobby Green he has decent wrestling, and he could withstand all that pressure and pace from Makhachev. However, I didn't want to force a play here, which I felt like I almost was thinking about doing, and I'm glad I didn't because you never want to force plays. It's not a good, smart move. So this is a total pass. Again, if you put a gun to my head and said pick something, I'd say Makhachev by submission, -110. Bobby Green, again, he does have pretty good wrestling. He does have decent grappling as well and good grappling defense, only being submitted, I believe, twice in his career and being very early in his career. However, he's never really faced in his career highly touted grapplers and wrestlers. He did face let's check his Tapology, but I'm blanking. Thiago Moises. Thiago Moises, a pretty highly known high-level grappler, although Thiago Moises doesn't have the wrestling capabilities that Makhachev does. So I don't know. I mean, Makhachev could come in here and torch him in the first. It could just wrestle him for all 5 rounds, could get him in the later rounds as he gets tired. The thing is, I just don't know what's going to happen with Bobby Green here coming in on late notice, fighting 2 weeks ago, having to cut from about, I think it was like he's cutting from 190, 185 down to 160. Yeah, it's a catch weight, but still, that's a lot of weight to cut in a short amount of time. Man, like I said, I don't want to force a play, so it's just going to be a pass for me. So yeah, those are all my official plays for this card. Thanks a lot, guys, for watching the video. If you like the video, go ahead, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Comment down below if you liked any of my best bets, or comment down below what your best bets are. I want to know what you guys are playing down there, my followers, my guys at steadypicksradio.com. Come to YouTube, hit the comments. Let me know what you guys are thinking about playing. Shout out to steadypicks.com, free to sign up. You get exclusive bets from the Steady Picks system, as well as Steady Picks contributors. You'll also see my best bets plays on there. So, if you don't want to come back and rewatch the video or write all the plays down as the video is going on, they will be up on steadypicks.com. Check out my parlays plays video, which will be out later today. And that's about it. Thanks, guys, for watching, and I'll see you later.